2012,
Ever since the Lower Merion School District announced it had purchased the 13.4 acres at Oakwell, adjacent to Stoneleigh, here in Villanova, Pennsylvania, 4 years ago, there has been a grassroots push to dissuade the school board from destroying the property to make way for additional athletic fields for its newly opened Black Rock Middle School. Recently, a group of dedicated and inspired Lower Merion Township students presented their collaborative vision for how these 13.4 acres could be better used, and they made it perfectly clear what they really want.
I want a future.
I want a future.
I want a future.
In a meticulous and well-thought-out proposal that was the culmination of months of hard work, including many late nights and field visits to the property to collect data, the students introduced their plan called the Action Center for Organizing Resilience and Natural Sustainability Education.
We call it acorns. It's our plan to take the 13.4 acres of land now used by LMSD and to preserve it, to make it a resource for LMSD students, a place for classes and hands-on learning. Tonight, you'll hear students walk you through the details of this proposal and our aims. To uphold the dignity and Indigenous history of the land, integrate Oakwell in groundbreaking curriculum, improve health and well-being, build a shared public space, and inspire other school districts. Our district has a once-in-a-lifetime chance, and we're here to show you what we know is possible. I want to start with a reminder that the land we call Oakwell Forest is the original territory of the Lenni Lenape. Black Rock Middle School was named to honor the Indigenous people of that area, but this recognition has to extend past a name, has to extend to the knowledge that the climate crisis we face today stems in large part to the impact of colonialization. I want to be part of a school district that prioritizes racial equity and the future of its students, and I trust that LMSD will strive to ensure that the voices and traditions of Indigenous people are heard. Imagine with me for a second a future where kids aren't worried about this kind of thing. Walk with me through a forest where children are playing beneath the trees. An art class is sketching. An apes class might be on a field trip learning about the ecology in our area. Imagine with me a future that's possible. I'm here tonight with so much hope and with something better.
We care about the biodiversity we share this planet with, and we depend on this biodiversity for our very survival. These 13 acres are a tremendous opportunity for research and learning about how to care for land, protect species and ecosystems, and build a model for regenerative agriculture in a biodiverse landscape. Shouldn't we take the opportunity to learn from Oakwell and all it has to offer? We could potentially share these lessons and invaluable knowledge far beyond our community.
The destruction of Oakwell will cost taxpayers upwards of $20 million, $13 million to purchase the two properties, and $7 million to contractors to convert the forest with over 80 species of trees, powerful history, and beautiful land to athletic fields for middle school sports. The overall cost is an unnecessary expense for an unnecessary cause. The destruction of Oakwell is antithetical to everything the district says in their strategic plan and mission statement. As said in the mission statement, Lower Merion School District strives to ensure that all students achieve their highest level of critical thinking and creativity. Tonight, students have shared with you ideas to achieve this objective. Additionally, the preservation of Oakwell will allow the district to fulfill its commitment to professional learning as stated in the strategic plan. We believe in providing resources to staff that encourage a culture of engagement, innovation, and exploration. A sports field will never be able to fulfill this mission in the same way Oakwell's current form can. You all are making a pivotal decision in LMSD's history that will affect students and educators for generations to come. Destroying this old-growth forest and the historic buildings of Oakwell is an irreversible act that will put a stain on the district's record. This is a powerful opportunity to show your commitment to education, the planet, our students, teachers, and community.
I'm here with the hope that I can make you all stop and think for a moment about this opportunity that we have in front of us to transform our curriculum and our district and our community. This is beyond just trees. This is about our community. There are 18 schools in the U.S. that have accredited arboretums, and if Lower Merion were to introduce this for themselves, it would put us on the radar and contribute to the prestige of our school district. We could be one of the few schools in the nation that could have an accredited arboretum and acres of community gardens. On the tip of our fingers, we have a place to join the community and educate students on a plethora of topics, such as the sciences, or we could tangibly study the 68 different tree species, or study the abundance of biodiversity in Oakwell's wetlands. Scholars and educators have acknowledged the importance of the creative learning environment. We could hold choir concerts in the Tea House, which has extraordinary acoustics. We could have art and photography subjects take place in Oakwell. The application of Oakwell into our transformative curriculum classrooms could be monumental. Oakwell's encapsulated history from World War I shows resilience, innovation, and a one-of-a-kind architecture. Why don't we see this history instead of reading about it in class? I have a real interest in history, and in my AP US history course, I would love to learn more about the direct history of where I grew up. Just 4.4 miles from my school, Oakwell lies dormant, with the possibility to stimulate the endlessly curious minds of our students. The moment I became aware of Oakwell, I was transfixed. Just imagine the effect this can have on our schools and our community. Every single person I spend just 10 minutes with talking about Oakwell can see the profound potential it has. In just 10 minutes, someone who knows nothing about Oakwell wholeheartedly can see the beauty of why this opportunity could be so innovative for our curriculum. On the Lower Merion School District's website, and I quote you, LMSD offers a transformative interdisciplinary curriculum that is student-driven and fosters innovation and positive risk-taking. It transcends standards, is inquiry-based, and connects the classroom to the world. You all claim that our district has transformative curriculum, yet are throwing away this opportunity to actually connect our classrooms to the world.
We are not asking you to take away athletic opportunities from Black Rock Middle School students. Rather, we are simply asking you to look at our wonderful school district and realize that instead of destroying the Oakwell Reserve, we should be dedicating our time to evaluating every other possibility. Let's discuss a few of the alternatives that our team has discovered just within a few months. Number 1, at 2000 Montgomery Ave, there is a soccer field in walking distance to the middle school. The owner is interested in working with the school district to potentially set up a baseball diamond or have soccer teams practice there and work with them in that way. Number 2, there are 14 flat acres at Penn Valley Elementary School. Could we build a baseball diamond there? Number 3, there are 11 acres at Gladwin Elementary School that can be used, as well as Gladwin Park, with an already existing baseball and softball diamond in use by middle school teams. These are only 3 of the many options that our dedicated team has found. We want to work with you to find one that works. All we need is one.
But perhaps the most poignant plea came from a student who wasn't even at the meeting that night.
Today I will be speaking on behalf of Greta Agnew. My name is Greta and I'm in 4th grade at Merion Elementary. I'm writing to express my opinion about the new auxiliary field that will be built on what is now known as Oakwell. I looked up the word auxiliary, and it seems to be an extra field you're building. I mean, Black Rock Middle School already has a football field and a softball field and tennis courts. I heard that the middle school doesn't have enough people for a football team, so why don't you reuse it as a soccer field? Or, if you really need more fields, since you're putting kids on a bus anyways, since there are no sidewalks to Oakwell, how about busing everybody to one of the other available fields in Lower Merion? I'm only 9, but it even seems obvious to me that destroying Oakwell is not the answer to solving your field issues. Before visiting Oakwell, I only knew that the buildings at Oakwell were built by a famous architect and gardens designed by Olmsted. On my visit yesterday, I realized that the architect Frank Miles Day also built Franklin Field at Penn and the Penn Museum, that he was from Philadelphia, and this is a perfect example of his style right here in LM. And Olmsted is a big deal too, not just because him and his sons designed Central Park, but they also designed hundreds of public parks. Mrs. Bodine, who previously owned the house on Oakwell, had the idea in the early 1900s to build a horticultural school for women. This is STEAM for females, isn't it? If a 9-year-old can understand the historic importance of this property, then so should you. Now, let me address the ecological importance of Oakwell. There are over 80 species of trees at Oakwell. 80. There are trees of all different ages, some that have been around since the 1800s, colonial times, around since the 1700s. Do you know how it feels to wrap your arms around a tree that is 250 or more years old? These trees are home to all creatures, great and small. Trees soak up water, provide oxygen for us to breathe. These trees prevent flooding, and the roads are already pretty banged up, pardon my language. I learned more about trees and ecology in 2 hours with a horticultural expert than I have learned in all my years in the Lower Merion schools. No offense to my awesome teachers. What we really need is an outdoor classroom so all my peers can learn as I did. I learned to love nature as a birder, an angler, and a sailor by adventuring in the outdoors. Us kids have to be in nature in order to love and understand it. Think what Oakwell could be for us learners. If you visit our elementary classrooms, we have a habit of mind posters with 16 skills, including thinking flexibly, thinking about your thinking, Think of the little birdies. Gather data through all the senses. Where better to do that than outdoors? Creating, innovating, imaging. Try a different way. Remaining open to continuous learning. Have humility and admit your mistakes.
Everyone has the potential to change something, whether you're a superintendent at our school board or whether you're a high school student who just wants their voice to be heard. Board members, I encourage you to take great pride in what we are doing here today. We have shown that Lower Merion students are engaged, organized, and take civic responsibility very seriously, which is something that many adults lack. We have taken time out of our busy and stressful lives to fight for Oakwell, and even in our desperate calls for change are unheard or ignored, deep down, each and every one of us know is that Oakwell will always be worth fighting for. I have faith that Dr. Mimine, a self-described student-centered educator, and the board members will consider the student perspective on the proper use of Oakwell. We ask that you take our proposal seriously. As described by my peers, we want Oakwell to uphold the tradition of land stewardship, promote health and wellness by connecting to the environment, apply its history and natural spaces in our classes, be a community space for Lower Merion families, be a part of the farm-to-table movement, and serve as a model for other schools looking to promote sustainability and environmental education. We recognize that you care for us and want what's best for us, but for now, what the students need is to be heard and respected.
I would now like to read our demands of action going forward in the ACES proposal. We respectfully request that the Lower Merion School Board will, number 1, read the Acorns proposal and discuss it with your colleagues. 2, meet with the students, us, the representatives, which are listed at the bottom, below to discuss the Acorns proposal. Questions are welcome if you need clarification. 3, create a committee to assess the Acorns proposal and its implementation. 4, join student-led tours of the site for LMSD administrative staff, teachers, and the public, district-wide. 5, inform LMSD students and parents on the issues concerning Oakwell because many people are still not informed and do not know of this operation, and then sending out a survey to get their input. And finally, we ask you to reassess and publicly announce your plans going forward with the Oakwell property based on the Acorns proposal that we have created.
To see the student's proposal in its entirety, scan this QR code with your cell phone camera. And to stay up to date and find out more about this cause, visit saveoakwell.org and preserveoakwell.com.